Happy Thursday, guys. What's up? Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me across all socials. This podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. The promo code is JUICE, $30 off. You will get at checkout, half off sale going on till the end of the year. They've extended that sale because it's been going so well. They've extended it, half off Omaha Steaks. Thank you to everybody who showed me all the receipts at the Christmas time for you guys buying gifts for people in your family, your coworkers, your bosses, whatnot. Very, very cool. Thank you for doing that. OmahaSteaks.com. Promo code is JUICE, $30 off at checkout. Minimum purchase may be required at omahasteaks.com. Okay, one of you person said this looks like a hostage video. I mean, kind of, yeah. It's a little bit like that. It's just one of those you got to make do. I will be doing this podcast in Connecticut for the next 2 nights. So get ready for that. The Friday podcast, I don't know what time that's going to tape because we're spending the day in New York City. So my family will be running around like literally all day. My daughter and I are going to go skate on the Rockefeller Center ice and go look at the tree and everything else. So it's going to be kind of a crazy next couple of days. Like this is where like the cool like vacation really starts for me when I go to New York. So 3 days in Connecticut, in New York, and then back here to tape the podcasts on New Year's Eve. I got to figure out when I'm taping, how I'm taping. It's going to be one of those weird things. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of it. Much like the earlier podcasts, I do not know what's going to happen. I do not know what happened last night. The second bowl game with A&M has not even kicked off yet. So I got to tape this because it's getting late. It's 9 o'clock on the East Coast. So I don't even know what's going to happen in that bowl game. And then it's a 7-7 game right now for the USC game. So USC is covering the 7 at the moment, but we'll see what ends up happening. We went 1-1 on, well, today is Wednesday, tape Wednesday, Tuesday. Went 1-1 on Tuesday night. Major controversy involving that, but we got the 13.5. It fell 13, so we got that right. 1-1 on the day, so it's still been very, very cold. It's still been very, very, December's been bad. There's no other way around it. We have not been hot in December, so do what you want with these picks. I've got 3 bets for you, 3 football bets for you, but before I give you that, I want to tell you about a brand new NBA-focused show we are doing with Betting Pros. Now, if you are looking at the screen right now, you can see the name, NBA Best Bets Live. Tune in for our new show called Fast Break Bets, your ultimate source for NBA betting insights. Join host another Matt, by the way. This is like, I don't know how many other Matts, but Matt Modai is going to be the host of this every Wednesday and Friday. It's at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Pacific Time, exclusively on the Betting Pros YouTube channel, which is where a lot of you guys are watching this at the moment. Get ready for the hottest picks and the juiciest odds for that day's NBA matchups, plus expert analysis and player props that could be your ticket to big wins. Don't miss out on your winning advantage. So subscribe now to the Betting Pros YouTube channel and check it out every Wednesday and every Friday for Fast Break Bets. Your NBA Best Bets Live coming at you starting this week, I believe, for Wednesday and Friday with Matt Modai, the new host of NBA Best Bets Live. Always cool when we have new programs starting with Betting Pros. Okay, so let's start with the NFL game, and then we'll get to 2 college football bets. One of the college football bets, by the way, is very early in the morning, so you're going to want to be listening to that here in just 1 second. Okay, Cleveland's hosting the Jets. Line 7.5. Total is 35.5. You know what I'm doing with this, right? This is textbook Matt, same game teaser. You take the total up to 41.5, go under, and we're taking the total to the side from 7.5 down to 1.5. Cleveland's winning this game. This is a horrible spot for the Jets. Okay, Trevor Siemian on the road at Cleveland, where they are nasty at home. It's a short week. The Jets aren't playing for anything. There's controversy around Aaron Rodgers that they've been dealing with the whole week with the media. You've got an offense that's completely humming right now for the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco and Amari Cooper just ripped apart the Colts last week to the tune of like 265 yards or whatever it was. Unbelievable mark set by Amari Cooper, one of the best receiving days for a Brown ever. And so this is a team that has to win this game. It's a must-win game situation, and it's a Jets offense led by Trevor Siemian that I don't think they're going to have much success at all against this Browns team. I mean, the Browns are at home. They are 6-2 to the under at home. The Jets are 4-2 to the under on the road. Not a lot of points to be scored here in this one, and then Cleveland just to win the game. I mean, I think it's probably like a 21-10 type final. They probably cover the 7.5, but I'd rather just, pull it down, go under, feel better about under 41.5, and take it to 1.5 for the Cleveland Browns. -120, Cleveland down to -1.5, same game teaser, total up to 41.5, and we are going under for 1.2 units. You guys know I love these bets like this. Cleveland's winning the game. Okay, I'd be stunned if the Jets go there and win. It's Thursday night, home team, short week, Cleveland, December, nastiness. Jump on it. Cleveland, -1.5, under 41.5, same game teaser for 1.2 units. Okay, second bet. Football in baseball stadiums. There are 2 games happening here tonight that I think you can jump on. Let's start with SMU against Boston College. That is an 11 a.m. kickoff at Fenway Park. Story of this is going to be rain. There is torrential rain stretching from D.C. to Boston. I mean, like torrential rain. The game will kick off in the rain. The question will be how much rain? How hard is it raining? By all the weather that I have seen, because I am going to be driving to Connecticut right at 11 o'clock. The hard stuff's going to be out of the way. So we should be fine for this game. We should be fine for the Pin City Bowl as well, or the Pinstripes Bowl later on today as well. More on that game in a second. But I think it's going to be nasty. It's going to be wet. And Boston College is not very good. Can we all admit this? SMU went 8-5 ATS this year. I hate football games in baseball stadiums. It leads to wonky sight lines and weird tackle angles and small sidelines, and it's a weird look. I know why they're doing it. I know why Boston and New York, they want to have bowl games, but I am steadfast in my opinion that nothing above the Mason-Dixon line should ever host a bowl game in December or January, okay? That's just how I feel. This is a bowl game in Massachusetts in December, and they're going to get really lucky. No snow, some rain, but temperatures, pretty good temperatures, upper 40s, lower 50s which is it should be 39. The average temp in Boston today is 39. It was 52 today. It's going to be similar tomorrow, except just a lot wetter. So I don't think SMU will struggle here, but I don't like Boston College at all. BC finished the year on a 1-4 mark against the spread. They were 1-6 at home, and I know this is not a home game, but it is technically a home game. It's in Boston. They lost to Miami by 25, Pittsburgh by 8, Vatech by 26. They had a couple of good stretches where they beat up an Army, they beat Georgia Tech, and then they beat UConn, and they beat Syracuse. It was a 5-game win streak they had in the beginning part of the year, starting with Virginia, but they didn't cover that game. This BC team is not very good. I think SMU has a lot to play for here. Both teams, yes, there's injuries and opt-outs and whatnot, but 3 of the last 4 games for SMU, they won and they covered. I'm taking SMU. SMU, I'm going to lay the points. You can take the under if you want in this game, because I don't think BC scores very much, but I just think SMU is too good, too fast, too much offense here for SMU. -10 with SMU. I'll lay the number. SMU -10 up against Boston College. And then the second game of the day is the Pinstripe Bowl, just down Route 95 to New York City, where they're going to play, where the Yankees play, at Yankee Stadium. Rutgers is favored in this game. Miami is the dog. This number did go through some interesting twists and turns because Miami is without their starting quarterback, without their starting running back. Miami has had opt-out after opt-out after opt-out. They have a third-string quarterback starting in this game. And like I said, the weather in New York, this is a 2:15 kickoff Eastern time. The weather should be okay, all right? It's not going to be that big of a problem. But Rutgers defensively this year has really been impressive. And Rutgers, when they were away from home this year, they were 4-1 to the under. And Miami's offense, look, I think Rutgers has a more motivated team. They'll have a lot of fans in this ballpark. Okay, Rutgers has a bigger fan base than Boston College does. There'll be there, people supporting. I don't know how many Miami fans are jumping up and down about, come up to New York in December after Christmas to watch this bowl game. And I look at the total, and I know Miami's last two games went over rather, against BC, where they scored 45 points, in Louisville, where they scored 31 points, gave up 38 points. Rutgers doesn't score. We know this, okay? The last game went over because they gave up 42 points at home to Maryland. That was a bit of a shocking type of game for Rutgers. But before that, they scored 6 against Penn State and went under. They got blanked by Iowa, 22-0. They scored 16 points against Ohio State. They scored 31 points against Indiana, which was surprising, 27 against Michigan State, 13 against Wisconsin, 7 against Michigan. Their offense is not that good. Their defense is what's been pretty good. I mean, their defense is what is their calling card, and they give up about 22 points per game. Third string quarterback coming in. I think Greg Schiano's team is going to be ready to play. I don't mind saying that Rutgers wins the game, but I'm going to bet the under 41.5 here in this one and just expect this Rutgers defense to be a problem and have this Rutgers defense play the way I think they're capable of and being motivated, and the weather not being great in December for Miami, playing outside. Don't know how many points Miami is going to score today. Equally, not sure how many points Rutgers is going to score today. So I think the safer play is the under 41.5 in the Pinstripe Bowl between Rutgers and Miami. Okay, so 3 bets for us here today on the podcast. Same game teaser for Browns, Jets, -1.5 Cleveland, under 41.5 in the NFL game. Rutgers, Miami, under 41.5. And SMU -10 up against Boston College. 3 bets for us here today on a Thursday. Hopefully things will warm up for us as we head towards the weekend. A lot of good games, a lot of big games, New Year's Day bowl games, playoff games, and more, all still to come. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all socials at SportsDocMatt every single morning. The Daily Juice Podcast, always being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.